Here they are. Tab Performance 4.5 BAM sticks. Tab Zombies. Alright, here's the Tab Zombies side by side next to the stock Pursuit pipes. And if you're wondering how easy these are to install, pretty easy. Just had to take this side panel off right here on both sides. And then you have to disconnect this connector. That's for your locks on your bag. And then each bag has 2 bolts on the inside of your bags. And those just go right there. They're going to be these Allen key bolts, which I used a number 6. That's kind of hard to see right now, but it's a number 6 size. And then you have to loosen up 2 clamps. You gotta loosen this clamp here for your heat shield, and then this one right here that holds your exhaust on, and you're gonna have to reuse this clamp, so I'm gonna be taking that off. That is a 15mm. And then you gotta take these 2 bolts off that are on this back hanger right here. And if you have a Challenger, not the Pursuit, everything's the same, but I believe you have an additional bracket that goes right here for your antenna. And those bolt sizes were a 13mm. And I did use this little tiny extension for the top bolt because it made it a lot easier to get to without possibly stripping it out. Alright, let me get these clamps swapped over and slide these pipes on. And just so you're aware, it took a little bit of playing around with to get this one off, but it wasn't too bad. I stuck a long screwdriver in here and wiggled it back and forth to kind of spin it to loosen it up a bit, and then just moving it up and down side to side and spinning it, eventually she came right off. Alright, so I got the clamp off the stock muffler. I just used a little rubber mallet to help convince it a little bit, just a little bit of taps to help tap it off. And you can also spread these apart. I have the nut washer and this little U-shaped adapter off right now. And on the new exhaust, I'm going to just kind of tap this on a little bit softly with this rubber mallet. Tilts flush. Okay. And it's flush. Now I just got to put these back on. So it's going to be this one first, then your washer, and then your nut. Just like that. Now I can go ahead and slide this through and shimmy it on. And actually, before I do that, now's a good time to clean up this area that you can't access very well with the bags on. Okay, that actually slid in pretty darn easy. And one thing that I forgot to remind you of that you want to check when you install these, make sure that your exhaust tip securing hardware is on the bottom and not on the top. You don't want to see that hardware sitting on the top of your pipe. But so the next step was you have to take the little hardware bag that came with the exhaust, because if you look here, the stock bolt is just a little bit longer than the new bolts. So if you use the stock bolts, it's going to bottom out onto the pipe here. So that's, you got to use these little shorter bolts with the lock washers. And I got those installed already, and you can see here you want to just center those bolts on your bracket right there, and just do the same on both sides so that your pipes are sitting evenly. So once you get those tightened down, then you can go to tighten down the two clamps up here, which I'm going to do now. This one and this one that I put on earlier. Alright, everything is torqued. These are torqued. These bolts here are torqued. Let's see if you can see that. Your clamp for your heat shield, and then this bolt here, the 15, is torqued down. And now it's time to put the bags back on, at least on this side. And I went ahead and cleaned this area here, since you can't really access that well. You want to try to clean that up. Before you put the bags on, there are these little rubber gaskets here, so make sure those didn't fall off before you reinstall your bags. So I'm going to just get the bags, set them here, and go ahead and put those bolts back in, run the wiring in, and plug it in right there. So we got these bolts in there, and I'm going to just go ahead and tighten these down by hand, and then I'll use my Allen tool down there to do the final torque on them. Big thing too is when you are using these, make sure that you have your tool, your Allen, pushed all the way in before you start turning, otherwise you'll strip the outside of that bolt there. Okay, that's nice and tight. So now we're going to plug this back in, and then we'll just make sure everything's tucked away back in here where it's supposed to be, and just plug in just like that. You hear the little snap, and that side is done. So let's see how these tab zombies look. I just got this one side on so far, but it looks very nice. Look at the difference. Looks like a little baby pipe versus this tab zombies. These tab zombies look awesome. So now I got to go on and finish this side up. The only difference with this side is the connector looks a little bit different. It's smaller, so just don't get confused thinking that you're unplugging the wrong one. It is this little small one here, and exactly the same thing for this side as on the other side, just everything is reversed over on this side. So you should be able to follow those same instructions for this side. And once I get this finished up, we will do a sound test. Alright, here is the finished product. Man, these things look nice. it really wasn't that difficult to get them off. Basically the hardest part was just pulling the old ones off, and what I noticed worked well is twisting and pulling at the same time. But what we've been waiting for, let's see how she sounds, and hopefully I don't make my neighbors too mad. Alright, let's go. Oh, I put it in gear so it wouldn't roll. Come on, girl. There she is. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's much deeper. I will definitely have to get a riding video for you guys later, but hopefully that helped. Hopefully you guys can get some of these installed, and hopefully this video will help you to do that. So far, first impressions with Tab, they look awesome, and they appear to be an excellent product. So we will see y'all out there on the road. Be safe, keep it upright.